Hello everyone, this is Fuserdamus and welcome back to my solo playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Trilogy. In this episode we'll be doing Twisted Rune right away, and then we will make sure we have all the gear we want and go do Planar Prison for Herr Delis and his group of
I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory
actors. So I'm fairly rusty on Twisted Rune, but my general strategy is that I use one of the protections from magic scrolls. I just don't feel like bothering with it, so I just take the easy way out and use one of those. I think I also buy and use a protection from Undead Scroll, but it's really not necessary.
Ribald Bardaman at your service.
I don't usually speak to the likes of you, but hello.
If it must be done. It's probably best left to me. Give me some direction. Not a concern. I'm waiting. I hope this is worth it. Give me some direction. I'm waiting. Yeah? Give me some direction. I'm waiting. I'll see to it. Give me some direction. I'm waiting. Yeah, I'll see to it. No effect. No effect. me some direction. I'm willing. Yeah. I hope this is worth it. Yeah, this is worth it. Give me some direction. I'm waiting. Give me some direction. Yeah. I'm waiting. Give me some direction. Yeah. I'm waiting. Give me some direction. Yeah. Give me some direction. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Give me some direction. Yeah, I'll see to it.
This is your end.
So as you can see, I did not play this out perfectly.
I'm waiting.
A lot of it was going wrong.
Give me some direction. I'm waiting.
The first time I entered here, I already had my protection from undead scroll going, so the lich literally could not see me. So that was not helpful.
Give me some direction.
And this time stop means nothing because I'm immune to all magic.
Spell is Rune. Yeah. Scream. Scream. Yeah. Let's do this. Quick and pain. No effect. Scream. No effect. No effect.
So if you've ever tried this, you know how difficult it can be without the protection from magic scroll. It can be quite harrowing. But the protection from magic scroll just straight trivializes this entire area. And once I get that that staff that Magi identified, we'll look at it together, and we can see all of its effects if you're not familiar with it.
Must be done.
But for the most part, it hits as a +5 weapon, so it gives you +5 to your Thaco. It only gives you +1 to your damage, weirdly enough. It also gives you +2 to your armor class, which is great. It gives you a an active that you can use, I think, once per day. That's a spell shield worth of, I think it's 30 spell levels worth of spell shield. And it also does a combined Fireball Lightning Bolt ability, cast as a level 12 or level 15 mage. And on hit, it casts Dispel Magic as if it was cast by a 30th level mage. So it's a really, really, really great weapon. It's super overpowered, to be honest. And the one thing that I forgot to mention that makes it the most overpowered is that it casts improved invisibility upon its user.
Left to me. Hey,
An
not a
excellent
concern.
day for whatever you're after.
And for that reason alone, I kept the Cloak of Non-Detection, just because I can run around invisible and undetectable constantly for the rest of the game. Oh, it also gives you immunity to charm and protection from evil. So protection from evil sounds like it's not a very big deal, but it allows demons to not be able to target you except for extremely high level ones. Like I think the ones in Watcher's Keep can still target you, but every evil character that tries to attack you gets -2 to its Thaco, and it also I forgot what the other bonuses are, but it's actually more significant than you would think.
I hope this is worth it. Yeah, I'll
And
see to
because
it.
you're invisible when you're using it, your first attack coming out of invisibility will give you a significant bonus to your Thaco, which is not reflected in any stats, but it's worth mentioning. And um, you can toggle it so every single attack you make, if you just re-equip the weapon or double-click your weapon, if you're interested in microing that much, you can give yourself that bonus over and over and over again. I thought this was also kind of cool. When you cast Simulacrum from Vylor's Helm, it seems like my Simulacrum has all my fighter abilities as well as my mage abilities. So it's almost like he dual classed at a lower level than my actual character. I was almost thinking that when I use that spell, or when I use Simulacrum, it would make my character basically the same as how I used to be before I got my fighter levels back, which wouldn't have been a bad thing. It still would have been perfectly fine.
I hope. Let's do this quick and painless. Quick and pain. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can see that dispel effects working as intended. It's just super powerful.
Give me some time. I'll see to it.
So it appears that attacking out of invisibility gives you another +4 to your attack. Not to your damage, just to your ability to hit. I've been kind of watching the numbers, and it's given me +11 when I attack from invisibility and +7 when I'm not attacking out of invisibility. Obviously, +7 is still great, but +11 obviously is better.
Need something, stranger?
You might find this strange, but I'm going to keep that Rod of Resurrection, and the reason why is because although I will never use it to resurrect anyone because I'm playing as a solo character, if you cast it on yourself, it'll bring you to full health. That's kind of a little known secret. It's not even a secret, it's just a little known fact about the item. Obviously, when you use it to resurrect someone, the person that you cast it on becomes resurrected with full health. But it also works if you cast it on someone who's still alive.
I hope this is worth it.
So there is another 22,000 experience just from memorizing those scrolls, on top of everything else from doing that quest.
See to it. It's done. I'm there. Yeah. If it must be done.
So I did 34 damage to that goblin on a critical hit, which means that normal attack was doing 17. The reason the Staff of Rune again is not very useful is because the difference between this weapon and the Staff of Rune is only going to be 3 damage. The difference between 17 and 20 per hit is not... It's not insignificant, but it's not worth mentioning with all of the secondary bonuses from the Staff of the Magi. It's just so much better than anything you can compare to, with the exception of the Staff of the Ram, just because the Staff of the Ram has so much added damage. Now, many episodes ago, I'll probably mention this again when it shows up, but many episodes ago I mentioned that I thought spears were not worth using in this game just because they're so underrepresented. And I still think that's possibly true, but I saw this one spear that I never paid attention to called the Spear +3, the Impaler, which you get out of the Sahuagin city. Sahuagin, however you say that. But it's a +3 spear that does an extra +10 piercing damage. That is really, really, really good, especially if you're using it on a fighter that has it grandmastered, or even, I guess, like Minsk or someone could use it to great effect.
I'll see to it. I'm willing.
So you return, and our dark-haired Elise, his feathers shattered by your hands, has preceded you.
So the main reason I chose to do this Planar Prison quest is because I wanted the Boots of Speed out of here. Of course you get Boots of Speed later in the Spellhold, the second level of Spellhold, but I kind of just wanted it early. This is also where you get the short sword named Kundane, something like that. It's a decent short sword because it gives you an extra attack per round. In the old game, it didn't tell you that in the weapon's description, but in the enhanced editions it does, which makes it a good weapon. It's one of the few weapons that gives you an extra attack per round, which is great for multi-class characters that don't have the ability to Grandmaster. It's also great if you're planning on using Mazzy, who's already good with short swords, as far as I remember. If you can get her good with 2-weapon style and Grandmaster short swords, then she just becomes a monster because she gets those Greater Whirlwind attacks, and she gets, well, I guess you don't even need Greater Whirlwind attack because you get improved haste plus her 5 attacks per round, and she's good to go, and she does a ton of damage. But as far as I remember, that's the only noteworthy gear that comes out of the Planar Prison.
It's done.
Hello, me good smiling friends.
And the gameplay throughout this area is pretty cut and dried. There's nothing that I do too crazy. If I'm expecting to get some sort of crowd control cast at me, of course I do Berserk. Really, yeah, there's nothing fancy that I do for the rest of this episode, so with that I'm going to let the gameplay speak for itself. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode.
What can it be now? What can it be now? You do.
Time is up. Let's do this. No attack. Hold still. If it must be done.
You wouldn't hurt a gnome, would you?
do this. Quick. Hold still. I carry too much as it is. Your item's on the ground. I carry too much as it is. Your item's on the ground. Hey, not a concern. I hope this is worth it. Time is up for you, my friend. Let's do this quick and painless. Let's do this quick and painless. Give me some direction. Yeah, I'll see to it. Time is up for you, my friend. I'm waiting. Hold still. I'm willing. Yeah.
Your chattering's starting to wear on me nerves.
wouldn't hurt a gnome, would you?
Yeah. I carry too much as it is. Your item's on the ground. I hope it was worth it.
My dear Raven, valiant as always. You,
You have known us for so short.
Miss Raelis, I cannot come with you. Not this time. Fate beckons us all.
Yeah, I'll see to it. It's done. I'm there. If it must be done. It's probably best left to
Ribald
me.
Bardaman at your service.
Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you. Anything you need, I can likely provide. I assure you.
The Adventure Mart's the finest shopping in all of Faerun. Widest selection, lowest prices, and nary a fancy illustration. Just the goods, bare and plain.
Hey, not a concern.